Welcome, everybody, to another episode of the Sunday Sermon with the Wolves of Wealth. Today is the date of 3/27/2022. Uh, guys, what is up? What is happening? What is going on? Super excited to be here today. Justin is not going to be with us, but he'll be with us on the trading day tomorrow. Basically, the Ripper continues in the market. As you can see here, one thing I do want to make mention from the decrease in volume. So it's a low volume melt up. You guys know the market does love low volume days. It is a melt up. Right. So you can see the highest volume here and just kind of making its way down. Meanwhile, the market goes up. Some people will call that bearish divergence. I just call it a melt up. I called it a trend. You play the trend until the trend is no longer. Right. We knew, right, that this, I don't even know what to call it. Blue, I guess this would be this blue. You guys can see this is a 200-day moving average. Now, this is obviously on TOS, which is Thinkorswim, which is TD Ameritrade for those that have it. We see it's at 446.61. That was our target overall after that run up, right? We kind of thought, hey, what the hell is going to happen here? Okay. We got there. We broke through. We retested. Then we went through. Okay. So the trend is the trend until it's not. Right now, it's if you would have bought every dip, right, you would have seen dip down, rip up, dip down the next day, rip up, dip down the next day, rip up, dip down the next day, rip up, just ripper, dip down, buy the dip for the next day up. Same thing here, dip down, rip up. So what we're doing is now this trend is to buy at support. Okay, to buy at support. I just want to make that clear. As much as everybody wants to go short, right? They want the market to crater. They want to be right so fucking bad. And the only thing that's hurting right now is their account. When you want to be right so fucking bad, you will get annihilated. Okay. I always say, do you want to be right or do you want to make money? You know why? Because in my mindset, the same thing. I had way more fun fucking selling the rip. It was just so much fun, right? Sell the rip, sell the rip, sell the rip, sell the rip, right? That was fun. We knew it was coming. We had our levels posted. As a trader, head on a swivel. You have to be ready for ever-changing market conditions. That's what happened. They flipped that motherfucking switch on us. Caught a lot of people off guard and motherfucking ripped this shit up here to 452. Now, why did we have 452 as a level after we had the 200-day moving average? Well, let's zoom out. Like we always tell y'all, let's look at the bigger picture. Now, remember, this is TOS. This is TOS. There are levels on, I know a lot of people use Webull that are different. The levels I'm always going to give are via TOS, but it's good if you have Webull. It's good for us to talk and say, hey, this is also a level I have here. Okay, but look, this green dotted is the 2 or 20-day moving average. Where did we go to? What was it at? It was at 452. Last week, it was really at like 452.17 or whatever. So it went up a few cents here, right? Because it's right there at 452.30 right now. But we went right to it on SPY. I mean, right to it. Okay. And we closed the week there, right? Great close. Now, what happens from here? I don't fucking know. Okay. But I will tell you this. We see this right here, right? You guys see this level. You have 2 weekly candles, double top. Where is that at? Oh, shit. Sorry. I'm going to put a price level in there because it's an important level. Shit. 458.12 is the high this week. The high was 457.88 the next week, but still 458.12. It doesn't have to be exact. If we get to 457.99, that's still 458. Okay. It's never going to get there to the exact penny, right? Just like if you knew this week here, right, it was 458.12. This one only got to 457.88. And if you didn't take puts there, then you wanted to be right so bad to buy the top at 458 and change, like then you miss an opportunity. Guys, just know 458 in general is a huge level. Whether we're 50 cents or $1 of that range, just know we're at resistance. All right. We're at resistance. So now that we know that, right, if we get a nice close through 452.30, which we closed above that. Now, we closed above it on Friday. We could go and fade it tomorrow. Like we could. So that's why tomorrow we want to see what happens. Now, if we get through 452, we had what levels? I think we had 456 because we got that from the daily chart. Let me check. Hold on. Yeah. We have 456, then 458. Really simple. 456, 458. That's what I'm looking at. Okay. If we get a close above 452, that's where we're heading. Now, I said it on Twitter. I've been saying it in the chat. A massive triple top forming at 458. I mean, massive, 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 massive. And that at that point, I would be full on expecting a 50% retrace at that point. Okay. I would be expecting it there or here where we're at right now. Why would I expect it here? Because this 20 MA is there on the weekly chart. Massive. Okay. Massive. So what do we do? What do we do? Well, what's 50%? You're like, okay, we come over here, had the video on it, guys. Remember, this percentage is a Fibonacci retrace. I want it from the low. I go up to the high. I click it. I see what? 434. 434. Very beautiful. Very, very, very beautiful. Is 434, 39, 430. Remember in the video, I said, this is like a box. Mention this like a rectangle. That's a buy zone. Right? Because typically that is the perfect retracement, whether it is a retracement back to the upside after a downtrend or a retracement back to the upside from a downtrend. Wait, retracement back to the downside from an uptrend was the second part I meant to say. Okay, so now that we know that, okay, we know that. Look what else is very interesting here. Okay. 434.39. Now I got the daily chart. 434.32 is the 20-day moving average on the daily. Those are matching up. Now, look, I'm not telling you we can't go higher. I'm just saying we could very well see a pullback in the coming days because we are getting to levels of exhaustion. We are getting to levels of resistance. All right. We got our upside levels. Very simple this week. Very, very simple this week. We said 456. Right? We said 456, then we said 458. Above 458, if we really want to get going, I mean, I'll look at the daily to see. I would say we're coming up here to 465. Okay, 465, which is 46.50, which is actually my next level on ES to the upside after 458. Okay. But I'm expecting a pullback. Why? All runs, right? Look at this one here. Rip up, consolidate, try to rip again. Okay. You need this consolidation. That's healthy. Consolidation is finding a new bottom after a rip higher, or it is finding a area of a high after a rip lower. Okay. So that is not bad. It's not bad for us to retrace. Okay. But what do we have to the downside I would be watching? Well, we talked about 446 still being a level to the downside, right? 446. Why? Because we have the 200-day moving average there. Okay. We have the 200-day moving average there. So I would definitely be watching that level. Okay. So if we have 446, then my next level would definitely be the 50-day, which is the purple line, 450. And then what we had after that, we'll call it 435. We'll call it 435. That's where the 20-day, and that's where the 50% retracement is. Okay. That's where the 50% retracement is. So that's what I definitely would be looking at for the upside and the downside, guys. Really simple numbers there. Very, very, very straightforward. Okay. I'm looking at 456, 458. Then you could actually call it like 460. Okay. If we want to get above 458, 465 after that. So we can go higher. If we want to come lower, 446. Okay. 446 because of our 50 or our 200-day moving average right here. Okay. 446, 440, 435. And if we really want to get low, the 61.8 retracement for the fib is 430. Okay. So it can happen. Don't be biased. The trend is up right now. Don't fight the trend. Do not fight the trend. One other thing I did want to look at, the VIX. Look where the VIX is at. This is very interesting to me. Very, very interesting right now. The VIX on the daily is at a huge level. Where is it? It's at whatever color you want to call this. I still can't figure the fuck out. Blue, but it's not really blue. It's like gray, and it also looks like some green got thrown up in there. I don't know. This one right here. Okay. Right here at its and the level is 2067. Closed about 14 basis points above that on VIX. I don't even know what to call the VIX. Not because can't buy the VIX, I don't think. It's just shows you the volatility index. So it's not dollars, you know what I mean? But anyway, so what did we just say? 2067. Okay, 2067. We have that level. Big level here. Do we bounce? And if we bounce, is it one of these bounces? Okay, who knows? But look at all of these consecutive, just straight down days, right? What makes sense? The VIX moves pretty much as an inverse to SPY. So we would think if SPY ripped the motherfucking blew the roof off to go to the upside, then VIX is going to blow the bottom out, right? CT says, can trade VIX options, not the indicator itself. Incorrect, CT. That's what I meant. I was talking about what to call, closed at 20.81. That's not in dollars. You know what I mean? So I didn't know what to call it. But yes, you could trade VIX options, which they are very, very cheap, guys. They are very cheap. A lot of people load up at tops and bottoms on the VIX as well, just like how Trail plays SQQQ in inverse to the Qs. Now that's 3 times the leverage. So, the VIX won't get, the exact same returns, but if you're at a bottom or a top, it is a great trade nonetheless. So with that being said, we see here, are we expecting a bounce? I am truly expecting a bounce on the VIX. So that means what? I'm expecting a pullback on SPY. Okay. And I think for good reason, but look, I'm also expecting why? We're at massive resistance. Okay. Keep it simple, guys. Keep it simple. We're at massive resistance. That's it. Okay. Okay. But you're always going to trade the chart. What is the chart telling you? All right. So upside 456, 458, 460, downside 446, 440, 435. Very simple. Write those numbers down, put them on the whiteboard, put them on a sticky note, stick it to your forehead, stick it on your computer. I don't give a fuck. Okay. But if you have your levels drawn out, you don't ever have to ask anyone in the chat what's going on. Okay. Our full goal here is to teach you guys to tell us what we're doing. Okay. So until we get that, then be a student of the game. If you're not taking notes right now, if you're not putting levels on your own broker, I cannot help you. I cannot click buy and sell for you. I cannot do anything else besides give you my opinion about anything. What you do with that will either tell, are you going to be successful or are you not? If you show up to class every day and you don't take notes, do you expect to fucking pass the test? The test happens at 6 a.m. every single morning. That motherfucking bell rings for the market to open. That is the test. We do the homework every weekend, every night. We give the levels before the market. We study. And we show up to the test. And those that prepare come out on top. And those that don't, it's very evident which ones that don't. Okay? The market shows no sympathy to anybody, but it will expose everybody. All right? Okay, enough with that. So we have our levels on SPY. We know the VIX is due for a bounce. Okay. So now we will look at what is going on this week. All right, what is going on this week? So you guys like to know, I like to go to Market Watch to see what's happening. We have really nothing crazy. The only thing that I'm really concerned about, I'm never really, to be honest with you, I'm never really concerned when Bostick or Harker or like, whoever speaks, that's not really Powell. Yeah, there might be like a little blimp in movement. Bosick might come saying something super hawkish as a headline. We might drop a little bit. Someone might say something a little more dovish, et cetera, et cetera. But it doesn't matter. You know why it doesn't matter? Because it only matters what Jerome Powell says. That's it. So you better look. When the fuck does this motherfucking Jerome Powell speak? Okay. You better know when he talks. Right now, he does not talk until actually, does he talk this week? I don't think he talks this week. But the only thing I am paying attention is this. I do want to watch the non-farm payrolls as well as the unemployment rate comes out at the same time. But we want to know the non-farm payrolls. Why? Because the two things the Fed is looking at right now that is letting them know what their pace of balance sheet reduction, what their pace of raising rates is doing is two things. If you've been listening to Powell, he talks about the employment market and he talks about inflation. He talks about them over and over and over and over. So you better pay attention to when information or numbers are coming out about them, right? It just makes sense. Just pay attention. So I'm seeing here we have, there it is, non-farm payrolls, unemployment rate, boom. Okay, that's what I'm looking at. I do want to see what this is. I mean, on Tuesday, I don't think it's really going to pay that big of a dividend to the market. But I do like to watch the housing, market. Got a hand in real estate. Are you looking to buy, or you're just looking to get a general grasp on what's going over? We saw in January we had sevenfold of foreclosure rate. Okay, we have people getting approved for loans during a pandemic with the highest unemployment, the highest 12% increase in first-time home buyers. Okay, during a pandemic when half the country is sitting at home getting paid by the government. Okay, there's a lot of things where I'm not saying it's a house of cards. I'm just saying, makes you wonder a little bit. Are there people that are in a mortgage right now that may not be able to afford it? And if they're in adjustable rate mortgage, say bye-bye. Because they might have gotten a rate at 2.5, but now it's at 5. Right? So they just doubled their mortgage payment. Okay. Now I think adjustable rate mortgages should be illegal, me personally, but they're still out there. And look, I'm no real estate expert. Okay. But I can tell you guys this: do not lock your shit in for 30 years. Okay. Do adjustable rate mortgage. They're going to sell you that. Oh, this shit could go lower. Fuck that. Lock it in for 30 years. And then you know what? If it dips underneath that, then go refi and lock it in for another 15 or 30, whatever the fuck you want to do. But do not do an adjustable rate mortgage. Okay. Do not. They were a huge reason for the 2008 downfall. And also coupled with 2008 downfall, we had these people selling these things called commercialized debt obligations. I won't get into that, but that's a fucking scam in itself. Basically, the bank would approve somebody for a mortgage, damn well know that they are going to fail, then write a hedge that they're gonna foreclose on that loan. So they would sell the loan, make the money, and then write a hedge against the loan that they just made, saying, I guarantee these guys fail. And then they cleaned house. Okay. So you want to talk about everybody was way too over leveraged? Every bank owned a hedge against every other fucking mortgage that every other bank had written. That's what that basically means in a very broad sense. So no wonder we fucking fell. Right? No wonder we fell. All right. Anyway, there's your little housing market spiel for you. But guys, that is what I'm looking at this week. I am looking at personally just numbers on the housing index. And then I am looking at right here the unemployment and the non-farm. Guys, those come out at 8:30 a.m. That's my time. That's Pacific Standard Time. So that will be before. I'm sorry, that is Eastern. Excuse me. So 5:30 my time. That is before market open. So we will see some movement there. Don't know if it's a lot. Okay. But I did not see Powell speaking this week. Now, somebody correct me if I'm wrong. But I just looked over this thing again. I did not see it. So unless I can't read this Sunday, then y'all let me know. Okay. Brandon says, could you make a video sometime about VIX and SPY correlation, how to use it? Maybe a topic idea for 30 for 30 thing you guys are doing. Yes, correct. If you want some immediate data right now that you can read tonight, before we do that, Justin has a thread on his Twitter, full VIX thread and how it's related to SPY, broken down very simply. Go read it. Go read it. Yep. Go read it. But thank you for the suggestion on VIX and SPY correlation. Maybe he can do a follow-up to his thread where he kind of reads through his thread and gives examples. So thank you for that. Be rad. No, I'm just kidding, Brandon. That's Brandon, everybody. Brandon Ewing, the one and only. Okay, so what else we got going on? Is Dan in here? Is Dan in here? How can I see everybody? I don't know if he's in here. Young JT, I don't think he's in here. No, it doesn't look like it. Okay, no problem. I don't think Dan's in here. No problem. He's the earnings whisperer guru himself. This week, what am I looking at? As far as earnings are concerned, I was just going to go through it with you guys, but one thing I did catch my eye here was XPEV, or XPeng is the company, XPEV is the ticker. I was looking there. Could be an interesting play on Monday. Tuesday, let's get all. Tuesday, nothing's caught my eye. If you guys want something that moves huge, that has a big movement, usually on earnings, is Restoration Hardware. If you guys don't know what Restoration Hardware is, what's all the rich people shop to get their furniture over the pandemic, it went fucking nuts. It's a very illiquid stock, and it moves very sporadically, meaning it moves like a Shopify. It moves like a Google, right? In very short time frames, it has huge. Each 5-minute candle could be 10 to 15 points, meaning, right? So on earnings, it typically has big implied move, and the options are fucking expensive. This is one that I could see Dan playing this like a Netflix, how we play Netflix. Me personally, I will be watching that one. The Lululemon is another interesting one to me. Because I do think that is a great brand. I don't know what's going on with supply chain issues for them. I know a lot of people in here like to play Chewy. Okay. Oh shit. I'm sorry, y'all. What the fuck just happened? Okay. If you guys have a ticker that you like for earnings, go ahead and type it in if you want. But I hadn't seen much when I did my initial look through to see what's going on for earnings this week. I typically only really like earnings when it's like big blue chip tech, me personally. You guys know I love my Amazon and Googles, etc. Tesla's always fun too, or Nvidia is always a good time. Yeah, I think that's all I really saw. I'm just yeah. Thursday, so there's nothing on Friday. Yeah, that's what I saw. There was only a few in there that I really like to see. Other than that, guys, that was the bulk of the information I really just wanted to get out on this sermon. Was to talk about obviously SPY this week. Wait, what the hell am I doing? Right, obviously SPY, what it could do. Okay, talk about the VIX bounce. Talk about who's speaking this week, what information is coming out, and Dan mentioned Mu earnings. Oh, Mu earnings. Mu is if you guys don't know, Mu is Micron Technology. Very interesting chart here. You could see a firm hold of the 200-day moving average even after the bottom. Okay, even after the bottom, very interesting. As far as Mu goes, I don't know. Sometimes there's some companies that are in a supply chain constraint and a heavy competitor is not. Right. And I'm like, how does that work? Very similar, corporate structures, very similar product structure, very similar, supply chain structure. One has an issue, one doesn't. I don't know. But from the chart, what the chart is telling me is, I need to see what it looks like, up till then, as far as I wonder, I can't click this, can I? Yeah, I could just put it in here and go like this. That 329. So on Wednesday. Yeah, that's Wednesday. The chart is telling me, this is actually a bullish candle here. But underneath the 200 day, it's hard for me to. It's underneath for me underneath the 200 day, just from a long term technical standpoint. You want to fade any rip over the 200 MA on the daily or weekly charts. You want to buy the dip. Right now, it's telling me to play puts, but we need to see where we end up on Monday. And maybe Dan has some more insight as far as maybe some of their. He likes to deep dive into some of their financials and stuff prior to. So keep an eye on that, guys. That's in the ER Lottos channel. ER Lottos channel. Obviously, we have the options channel where we discuss all of our options call outs. We discuss anything in the market that pertains to options, guys. There is also a small account channel. They have about 4 or 5 different tickers in there that they kill. Most people I see in there on a daily basis are people like Brian, Dan, All Star, Nunya. These guys are all good, all seasoned veterans with the Wolves, and they're always answering questions. But they're looking at about 4 different tickers, usually that are all small accounts focused that move great. Okay, that move great. Hey, guys, right now, I'll just open it up. Anyone have any questions? Anyone have any questions? Okay, I know I wasn't that thorough. No one's typing anything. Closed mouth did not get fed unless I'm not. Then no questions. Heather, thank you, Heather. I have one. Go ahead, Heather. Happy to help. Yeah, thank God, Heather. Break the silence. And while Heather waits, or I wait for Heather's question, I'm going to go over some ES channels because, guys, I always talk about, when I give like 4,500, 4540, 4580, I give like big ES levels too. And I know that there are some people that do. I know there are people that look at these with me as well, that just like to trade ES with me as well. So, guys, what did I say? Right? Oh, wait, no, I'm not on the right one. I need to come right here. There it is. Okay. 4586, which is pretty much 4580. And why is that? That is a double top already. Are we going to get the treble top? I don't know. Okay, but what else did I say? I said 45. I said 456. Okay, this is about 456 on SPY, right? So we have 450. Pretty much, I would say, I would think just aim for 4580. Okay. So great. Heather answered her question, but I want to give excuse me, I want to give some levels here. So what we have 4580, I would say roughly. Okay. Underneath 4580, we have what? This is what the 200-day moving average is at 4471. Okay. Also where the AEMA, is. Okay. And then we have what right here, 4,400 or 4,405, where we have the 20-day and the 21. Yeah, I'm sorry. You got the 50-day moving average and the 21-day exponential moving average. And then you've got all the way down here at 453. 4353. If you want, we could easily do one of these. Okay, now we can see. All right, now we can see the 50-day retracement, or I'm sorry, the 50% retracement is at 453.34, where we knew it was at. Okay. So yeah, there's those levels, right? You got 4580 to the upside as long as we get through, Friday's high, which I believe was 4539. We did peek our head through that, I believe, actually, to 4540 right at the open on ES at 3 p.m. We've dropped about 10 points since then, and we all know that, excuse me, we all know futures do not matter till the morning. So Jason says ES is at 45.31 right now. That is correct. That is correct. But we do know, futures do not matter till the morning. Right now, we could be down 10. We could be down 60 at 2 a.m. And then we can be up 40 at market open. Okay. Um, so yeah, I think Jason said that. Yeah, Jason. Right now, futures are where they're at, and unless you trade futures actively, like you're actually buying ES, which we have a couple of people in the chat that do, and I talk with them, but I actually personally don't because I like my sleep schedule. I told myself I wouldn't actually trade. I wouldn't trade futures just for that reason, because if I don't, I would not get any sleep. Okay, so we got the question here from Heather. Real quick, I'm gonna answer a couple of questions before that. Will take less explanation. For SPY, when you chart levels, do you zoom out first and go to shorter time frames? Yes, 1000% you do that. Okay, 1000% you do that. You know why you do that? You need to understand the larger picture. You have to. That's why. What does Trello always say? We got to see the bigger picture. When we were at 416, he was calling for 450. Everyone was like, "You're crazy." When SQQQ was at 50, he was like 32. Everyone's like, "Are you fucking nuts?" Okay, you have to zoom out. Okay, if we get caught up on these smaller time frames, right? Like I know a lot of people in here, they trade like the 5-minute. Okay, look at that fuckery. Just zooming out. This is only 4 days. This is a 4-day chart on the 5-minute. Okay. That is, up and down and up and down and this and that. Just like, look at this. Just even for like this, you would lose your shit. You would think the end of the world, buy the dip, the end of the world, buy the dip, right? That's what I'm saying. Zoom out, see the bigger picture. Okay. Let me see. Where's Heather's question? Okay, Heather says I could use some help understanding the strategy for picking strikes, for calling put strikes, the benefit in the money, near the money, out the money. Okay, so the benefits of out the money. Okay, or no, the benefits of in the money. The benefits of in the money is you will not have any theta, right? You will not have any time decay for the most part because you're already in the money. Okay, so your contracts won't be moving as violently. Okay. Well, actually, no, I'm sorry. I take that back. The implied volatility is what you're looking at there. You will not have much implied volatility because you're already in the money. The contract is in the money. You're going to have less movement. You won't have as greater returns, but it's technically less risky. Okay. Near the money just means, or at the money just means you are literally like, let's say SPY is at, I'll just go to SPY. You say SPY is at okay. Go to 328. Okay, here we go. Let's say SPY is right here, 452. So at the money is 453. Does that make sense? This is at the money. These are all in the money, okay? And anything further is out of the money. So the black on the call side is going to be out the money. Now, you'll know that the theta and implied volatility and all that kind of stuff will be less in the money typically. Okay. So you're asking the benefits near the money, out the money. Okay. That is pretty much it as far as the benefits go. You might even be wanting to know, like, hey, how does Sherilyn pick her sweet spots? For what I've seen is she picks her sweet spots by looking at one, you want to look at the open interest. You want to look at the volume on that strike. Okay. For me, the most liquid contracts will have the most movement in price. Okay, does that make sense? We'll have the most fluid movement in price. So if you have the most people buying that same strike, you're going to have more volume on that strike. You're going to have more of a price fluctuation. So even intraday, if the trend is up, okay, but Sherilyn's saying, hey, I forgot what she was saying on Friday. I was really in and out. I was at the shop and I wasn't really on live as much as Trell was. But let's say she was saying 446 Ps, right? 446 Ps. She actually was probably saying 445, just looking at the open interest and volume on it. But she was probably saying like, oh, these are paying when we, at the low 12 cents, at the high 40 cents, right? So even if the trend is up, She knows if there is a little pullback or a little intraday drop, that strike is the most fluid. And if you have the most people buying and selling on it, the market maker has to fluctuate to make sure the liquidity on it has these orders get filled. So with that being said, you will have the largest price fluctuations on those strikes, specifically with the largest volume. Okay. So the long-winded answer is look at the volume and open interest. Okay. I hope that helps. That help, Heather? I personally look at the OI and I look at the volume as well. Now, I don't know if you can get on live during the day, but Sherilyn does a really good job of explaining why she picks these during live. Okay, so if you're on tomorrow and Sherilyn will be on, then we'll have her definitely explain as well, because I don't think she's on with us today. And then maybe that could be another 30 for 30 idea to have her actually come on and explain how she finds her Sherilyn sweet spots on a video, and have her actual trading software open as well. So you guys can see exactly her thought process, take her words and put it to her broker. Maybe that'll help. Okay. So Heather, hopefully I did an okay job answering that question for you. You did fine. Okay, good. Made my mom proud. Yeah, but anyway, you want to look at volume and open interest because the more activity on that strike, the more the price will fluctuate. Okay. Let me see the next question. Georgia Luis says, maybe go over why the 20 SMA is so important. Well, it's important for one thing. I'd say about everybody and their mother uses it as an indicator or, on their charts. But if you notice, it tracks SPY from a shorter time frame the best. So look, this green one, right? This green one, you saw it just floating up, right? Every time it went into it, it bounced off it. It bounced off it. It bounced off it. From a trend perspective, it was very, very easy to see exactly what was going on. And anytime it went away from the 20-day, so even in this example right here, anytime we went away, we crossed over and we went down from the 20-day, we made our way back to it. Then we crossed over and we continued to use it. Oh shit, I'm sorry, I went too far. My apologies. From the dip, there we go. Then we continued, right? We got away from it. We came back to it. We got away from it. We came back to it. We noticed that, right? And this whole time that 50-day is actually acting as a full-on support on that bull run that we had during COVID or post-COVID, excuse me. Hold on, guys. I got a couple people I need to admit here. A little late to the party, but better late than never. Those of you guys that are coming in, just mute yourself as you come in. Thank you for joining. Okay, perfect. All right. So who asked that? Fuck. Sorry, guys. Oh, Georginio. I think that's how you say it. Yeah. So it's basically, think about it like a magnet. All stocks usually use the MAs as their magnet. Now, there is no one or any perfect one to use. Some people use the 20, 50, 200. Oh, it's Gino. What up, Gino? Sorry, your name threw me off, bro. Yeah. So, some people use the 8 EMA, 21 EMA, 34 EMA, and 52 EMA or something like that, or 48, some shit like that. Anyway, there's no one way to skin a cat. There's no one way that is like a perfect trading style over any other. Okay. It is just a gauge to know. We've seen, whoa. Okay. We've seen, especially on the weekly. Okay. Here on the weekly, I mean, let's just take a look here. This gets even better. This weekly chart, this 20 MA could not break. I mean, into it. Okay. Then we come over. We got a way to go under it. And now what? We slingshotted under it. And then what happened? We went right back into it. Now, do we cross over, right? Or does it now this solidified as our resistance. Because why? It was recently support. Anytime we dipped into it, we never got below it. Like from COVID and on. Okay, this was COVID. This was the fucking freak out. And then the goddamn Ripper Magoo. Okay, right back up. And after that, right, all in here, this was pretty much the COVID bull run right here. Could not break through. The 20, shit, sorry guys, screen's not big enough. The 20 was its riding support. Now we finally dipped through it. Son of a, sorry guys. Then we finally ripped through it. And now we failed it. Okay. We failed it again right after it. We slingshot it down and now we rip right back to it. So what happens here? Don't know. No idea. Okay. But we'll know that here and at 458, that is major resistance. Okay. Coupled with the VIX being at a major support. All right. So we're going to stay on our toes. Okay. And we're going to be ready for anything. So if let's say, I don't even think it happened. Yeah, here we go. So when, hear me out. When we finally broke, right? When we actually finally broke the 20 MA, okay, there was a huge support here. Then we broke it, okay. Then we actually used it as support on the 50-day. Okay, the 50-day was support. Ripped up into it, resistance, then came down and came back to it again. So it's kind of like decision time right now. We either go above it or we don't. Okay. So that's a significant. The MAs always act as magnets, right? Laws of averages. Everything's always going to come back to his to his average. Okay. Gino, hope that helped. Okay. Hope that helped. Now, Jason, make sure you send that chat. That was great. Okay, cool. Gino. Good question. Jason, 4:30. Oh yeah. Jason, you know, futures don't matter till the morning. I would wait till about 4 a.m. That's when that's when I wake up on my time, and that's when I really start looking at them. Okay. Chris, how do you find percent of volume? Oh, wait, no, I'm sorry. Now that I follow you regularly, this is Chastity's iPhone. Now that I follow you regularly, I understand your language and thought process. Your explanation is exactly what we need to keep it simple. So we are consistent, in my opinion, of course. Well, Chastity, thank you so much. I appreciate it. But yeah, guys, I always scream at you to do less and to stop fucking over trading and keep it simple. That's always what I tell you guys. So hopefully my thoughts get laid out, simply enough for you guys to see what my mind tells me. Okay. If you have questions, always ask them. Now, hey, Chris, how do you find percent of volume on the day from banks? Okay, good question from Banks Trading. I personally don't know how to find the percent of volume on the day. I think Damo has that script ran. I always ask him on live. But what I have here, guys, this is the volume average 50-day. Okay, so what it is this little, I don't even know what color line this is. Orange, I guess. Yellow orange. That's the average volume from a rolling 50-day period. Okay, so you know what he may mention, you guys, look, we have declining volume on the Ripper Magoo up. Oh no, let me go to the daily. This will help immensely. Yes, we've had, declining volume on the Ripper up. All of it has been underneath its 50-day moving average. So, all of it has been underneath this rolling 50-day average. So that's all I know is the volume's been low, and we know when the volume's low, it's typically a melt up of buyers. Okay, we know that. So. That's what I have. As far as the percentage, I always ask Damo usually at some session during some sort of the session during live. So ask him. Might he probably be the better one? And if it's a script, he could just send it in a link to you. You can open it right in your TOS. Super simple if you have TOS. How do you volume? Yeah, okay, so Banks Trading. I hope that answered your question. Gino from Discord. Is your 200-day 20 MA the green dash? Yes, correct. The 20 right here, you can see it. Let me zoom in, just get it nice and massive for you guys. 20 is green, 50 is purple, and the 200-day is this color. I still don't know what the fuck to call it, but this one. If you guys have a color that it is, shoot me a message because I would love to figure it out. I don't know what color that is. It's looked like gray, green, and blue all fucking slept together. Now it's that color. Okay. All right. I know we had a couple people come in here a little bit late. We are kind of wrapping up here. Wanted to answer some questions for everybody. We did give our levels. I'll give them one more time for everybody. as we kind of wrap up here. But to the upside, very simple, right? We've got well, we had 452-ish, which if you guys remember on our weekly chart where we closed, okay, but that's the 20 MA on our weekly, right? That's what we closed. So no surprise there. We all talked about, that's what we talked about. Now we have 458 to the upside, really, and that is where we have a double top fail on the weekly chart. If you go to the daily, you see the same thing. Gonna have to zoom this back for y'all. Come over here. Okay, double top, right? Fail. So what do we get there again? Maybe, I don't know. We'll see. We've got the 200-day moving average at 446.61 for support. Then we got the 50-day down here at 440. Okay. Then we've got 434, right? 435 is the 20-day on the daily, which happens to be also, you guys can't see it. This is the 50% retracement for SPY. Okay. Fibonacci retracement. If you guys don't know what the Fibonacci retracement is, we just put a video up on our YouTube, so check it out. Okay. Very simply, typically SPY likes to respect, okay, it loves to respect its pullbacks, right? Loves to respect its Fibonacci levels after massive runs. Okay. And you guys could use this in all sorts of ways. I know some people that were like, they actually were able to figure out, I don't even know this. I'm just doing this. Isn't this interesting? I mean, how interesting is this? I actually had this charted for everybody last week. Okay. You can also do, excuse me, coffee, wrong pipe. Sorry. You could do the Fibonacci for a retracement to the upside, like I just said earlier, right? So look at this. From our high, our all-time high, down to our recent low at 409. A 61.8% retrace, which you guys know, 50 to 61.8% is my bread and butter as a buy area. Look where it's at, 453.02. Okay. Isn't that interesting? We got right to that point. I mean, it's not by coincidence. I mean, that's trading, guys. That, from a technical analysis standpoint, that is perfectly spot on. Okay. That is perfectly spot on. Okay. Does it make that? Do you also see right here when we got to our 50% retracement? I mean, we kissed it. It's at 444.93, and we had a high of 444.86. Listen, this shit will never be to the penny, but god damn it, that is close enough for me. And you know what? If you went, okay, we're at the 50% retracement. I know Chris likes that 50% retracement. I'll take a stab at puts here for a trade. I'm not gonna say we're gonna fucking crater from here, but a trade. I mean, you could have taken it. Let's say you bought on the pop and the rejection. That's 446 all the way down here to 440. 441 called. That's 5 points on SPY. That's a great trade to me. In my eyes, that's a great trade. But you know what? The next day we ripped it up. Okay. And then you know what? We went right up here to 453.02. Okay. 453.02. What's the high? 452.98. Sorry, guys. 5 cents off. I'm sorry. Fibonacci couldn't have been 5 cents better. All right. But you see it loves its levels. Okay. So now that's why I said we're at a huge level here. If you know that Chris's buy zone is between the 50 and the 61.8 level, then he'll know when he keeps on screaming at you, we're at fucking resistance. Whether it's here at 452 or whether it's up here at 458. Okay. And same for the VIX being at the 200-day moving average to the downside. We'll know there's going to be a bounce somewhere. It's got to be somewhere. All right. Okay. You guys need to know that we teach you these things so that you can go identify these things on your own, charting on your own, charting Apple, charting Amazon, charting whatever. All of these apply to all of them. Okay. We try to lead you guys to water. Take a goddamn drink. It's refreshing. All right. And even more refreshing when you don't have to rely on somebody's call outs to trade. Okay. I tell you what, when you get to that point, when you know and you're in full control, boy, you are on top of the world. But listen, everyone's been at a point that a lot of you are in now that you need guidance, and that's why we're here. Okay. but you cannot follow along forever. You're going to have to take the training wheels off at some point. Okay. But until then, God damn it, every single admin in our community is the training wheel. So ask as many fucking questions as you can. We tell y'all to take a drink of water, but also a closed mouth does not get fed. So you have to ask questions. Okay. Prepare for the test every day. If you're not taking notes in here with us right now, if you're not putting levels on, if you're not legitimately following along with me verbatim, every fib level, every price level, then you are doing yourself an injustice. Okay. You have to prepare for the test. Okay. John Wooden said it. Failure to prepare is preparing to fail. All right. I mean, guys, it's simple. I'm going to keep it simple. Right. The 5 P's. What is it? Proper preparation prevents poor performance. Okay. These are all cliche and cheesy as fuck. I get it. But motherfucker, they work. Help yourself. God damn it. Help yourself. If you help yourself, your bank account will grow. Your broker account will grow. You'll get to do more fun shit. You'll get to spend more time with your kids. You won't have to worry about a bullshit job that you might hate. I don't know. Okay. But you have to help yourself first. No, Red Wolf, I wouldn't say there's any more. Okay, I'm sorry. He says you talk about the 20 MA and emphasizing the weekly 20 MA. Do you give more weight to the 20 or to the weekly versus the daily? No, not more weight. It's just a bigger picture. It's just a bigger picture. It was just another price level. That's all it was. Okay, does that make sense? It's just another level. Got to zoom out. Always see the bigger picture. Right? Always see the bigger picture. Okay, hope that helped, Red Wolf. Ed King, can you show where you pulled your fib levels from? Just the high to low. That's it. I'll even do them again for you guys. Very simple stuff. Let me remove these. Okay. So initially, if I would have seen like what most of us did, we said we're gonna get a massive fucking bounce here. Okay. Gonna get a massive bounce here. We saw this was the low and it didn't hold twice, right? So support. This is fucking support. We're like, okay, we can rip higher. Let's see what a retrace off the highs if we're saying that this is our temporary bottom. So you come up here, you just grab the all-time high. Okay. Come down here, go to the low. There you go. Well, why is that showing a different number now? 453.49. Wait a minute. Hold on a second. Oh, you know what? So when you in TOS, you could have it the high and low, the candle, you could have an automatic click. It'll do it at 4 different spots. Open, lows, high, and low. Open, close, high, and low. So it must have done it where it opened versus actually doing it to the all-time high. Okay. So, a few cents off. But nonetheless, if we knew 452, 453 was a level, there it is right there. Okay. It gave that to us right there. Right. Very simple. Now, the same thing I did, Ed, right here off of this in this even short-term swing. Right. So I'll take this one off just so it doesn't get as cluttered because I know it kind of gives some people some anxiety. So now I'm like, all right, we went fucking rippy up to our 61% fib level that we had on the Ripper. So we know swing low to swing high. Okay. Same, pretty much the same. Okay, there you go. So now you can think, all right, cool. Look where the 20-day on the daily is. Interesting, right? It's literally right here at where 434.39 is. Interesting. I'm not saying we get there tomorrow. Not saying we get there this week. I'm just saying if you zoom out and see the bigger picture, you can think, oh, we could get there. Right? We could get there. Okay, if you look at this, this is the 5 MA. I'm still kind of troubleshooting the 5 MA, especially with TOS. I know it's one Trail uses religiously and for good reason because it works for him. But I'm trying to see how this plays out for myself in my personal trading, especially on TOS, because my numbers are a tad bit different. But
if you notice when he kept on saying the 5MA, above the 5MA, we are always above the 5 on these, a lot of these opens. So we finally closed below it, we went lower. Okay. Then we got above it, we went higher. Okay. So now I'm looking, holy shit, I don't know what's happening right now. Okay. Now I'm looking, do we maybe come back and try to test this? It's this blue one, the blue dotted line. Do we come back and maybe test this? That's 437.44. Okay. I'm not saying we go there. I just, you need to keep your head on a swivel. As fast as we went from selling the rip, selling the rip, selling the rip, selling the rip, buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip, we could easily switch back to sell the rip again. Okay. Head on a swivel. Do not fucking fall in love. Okay. Don't fall in love with the stripper at the strip club because she shared a cigarette with you and she called you how hot you were. She just wants your money. The market just wants your fucking money. I promise. The market maker wants your money. So he could go buy his 16-year-old private school daughter a fucking Ferrari for a sweet 16. Don't let him do that. Don't fall in love. Don't piss away your money. All right. Very, very, very simple. Now, one last time, and then we'll end it unless there's any other questions. Upside. Go to the daily here. Upside. Oh, what just happened? Oh, we took the fibs off. I'm like, why does this look naked? Anyway, I'm going to keep my fibs on here just because. Okay. So upside 456, 458, 460. Okay. Downside, right? Downside. We could even throw in this 5-day. I mean, look at the 5-day moving average. I mean, it kissed it right here. So we go 448, 446, 440, 435. Boom. Okay, 456, 458, 460 to the upside. Then we got 448, 446, 440, 435 to the downside. And remember this little cutie right here. Oop. 200-day moving average for the VIX. Do we get a bounce? Okay, do we get a bounce? I don't know. Maybe we don't. Maybe it just rips right through and says, fuck you, fuck your puts. We're going to the moon. I don't know. Okay. Head on a swivel at all times, guys. If that is all the questions that we had, then we'll go ahead and end it right there. Obviously, we'll be in the community bright and early to give more levels. We like to watch the overnight action. Okay. Appreciate y'all for tapping me on this beautiful Sunday evening. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Get some sleep, but get up bright and early. Look at your levels. Prepare for the day. Get ready for the fucking test. And let's ace this motherfucker. I'll talk to you guys soon. Have a good night.